Welcome. A very powerful question to ask yourself on the spiritual path is, am I allowing my relationships to define me? So many people feel a neediness or a sense of status in their relationships. Ask yourself that question. It's an activating question. It's a stimulating question. And if you're very honest with yourself, you'll be able to explore deeper layers of yourself, of your life path, and of course, of all your relationships. So the question is, first of all, you take a deep breath. You really go into your body. You want to allow the question to stimulate and open the chakras and the nadis, the energy points in your body. And you simply tune in to the answer. Am I defined by my relationships? Do I allow outside conditions, outside influences, and in this case we're exploring relationships, to give me a sense of purpose, a sense of self, a sense of identity even? Some people feel like half a person without a significant romantic relationship. Some people feel incomplete if they're not around certain friendships or partnerships or family connections. Now, this activating question is not to take the joy of connection and integration and bonding that we so organically feel, naturally feel as human beings and as spiritual beings. This is not about taking that away from anybody, because life is about connection and it's about integration and coming together. It's about union. But if there's something that feels void or empty in you and you're relying on outside relationships, and for most people there is that societal influence with regards to the significant other. For some people, they feel if they don't have a wife or if they don't have a husband, that they're somehow incomplete and that something hasn't unfolded correctly in their life. And in the fifth dimension now, in this new paradigm, the new earth that Eckhart Tolle talks about and that all us light workers are well aware of and well on our way in, those old structures of traditional conventional relationships, especially in the romantic department, they are being dissolved. They're being broken down and they are crumbling. And this is a very good thing. And the higher energies want us to roll with that. They want us not to push against these changes. This new wave of energy is going to wipe away what isn't working. There will be a void, as there is after something has run its course. In this case, those traditions and conventional relationships. And new types of relationships, new connections, new ways of being in relationship will be taking those old structures place. So if you feel that there is a part of you, perhaps the insecure part of you, perhaps the part of you that doesn't quite love and accept or honour yourself, if you feel that there is a part of you that is yearning for that emptiness to be filled through another person, through an outside influence, then that question will serve you well, because it's going to open up the limiting concept that you have of yourself. Because if you think you're not a whole, complete, perfect expression of divine energy as you are, as an individual, something is amiss. There's some illusion that you bought into along your life path. Perhaps you picked up some limiting belief from somebody else. Perhaps you observed your parents or a parental figure who suffered greatly and had this lack of self-love. And perhaps you bought into that belief system as well. The great thing is you don't have to keep believing that. You have a choice. And by asking these activating questions, in that moment, it's no longer an unconscious belief. It's no longer something that is under the layers and having a negative impact on our lives. It's now a choice. Do I want to keep buying into that concept? Do I want to continue to fuel and feed that limitation, that limiting perspective of myself? Because the truth is, we won't find an enriching, nourishing, joyful, romantic relationship with the right person if we are fueling these feelings of lack, of emptiness, of unfulfillment in our lives. Because nobody else has the power to fill up those holes in your energy, in your heart. Those holes are simply illusions for you to see through and for you to empower yourself by enriching and nurturing and loving that part of yourself that is begging for your attention. Every time it says, I'm not lovable, I'll never find the right person, I'm not happy alone. This is the part of the soul that is crying out for you to love it, for you to pick it up in your arms like you would a baby and simply tell it and remind that part of yourself that you are lovable and you are very, very loved. And if you take anything from my message this evening, because it's evening time right now here while I'm doing this, I would say just know that you are loved. Even if at times you don't feel you are. We all have those moments where we feel lonely and we feel very human, we feel fragile. That's totally natural. And everybody has those patches. But in those moments, remember this guidance and remind yourself that it's just a human moment and it's not true. And you have a fresh choice in that moment to choose to remember that you are absolutely whole, you are absolutely beautifully lovable and loving. And any emptiness you feel is simply your higher self calling you into passion, into excitement, and into action to fulfill your own life through your own experiences. And that all goes back to choices, to being awareness, and to being conscious of our belief systems and any limitations that we're placing on ourselves that are unnecessary. I hope this helps. If it did, please like and subscribe to my channel. And you can find me at www.vibrationmeditationtherapy.com. I hope you have a great week. Thank you.